schoolboy trying to impress the girls. No, 15-year-old fat schoolboy trying to impress the girls. No, it's okay. I was hoping actually people would say, that I look like some, famous film star or, from the 50s. George Clooney maybe. But actually the best I've got is Colombian drugs lord and pedo. I've been going through a bit of a midlife crisis. For about the last 20 years. And basically, it all boils down to the fact that I'm an accountant. I hate being an accountant. Yeah. Hello, colleagues. Nice to have you here tonight. Don't tell the boss. Basically, we all know accountants generally, have communication issues, not too much empathy. Whereas I'm different. I've got a creative urge. I've always had this creative urge. I want to do things different. I've got drive. I've got ambition. One day, I will be an actuary. I was saying to my boss the other day, I was saying, I've been working here 2 years now. Are you ever going to give me any feedback? He said, 1, 2, 3, testing. We really know how to have a laugh in the finance department. I said to my comedy colleagues, I said, I'm an accountant during the day, and they said, keep your day job. I said to my work colleagues, I'm doing this comedy thing at night, and they said, keep your night job. So don't know where to go with that really. I've got a bit of a funny family. I've got this aunt who phones up and around my parents. She always says, "Oh, Kevin, you sound more like your father every time I hear your voice," which is a little bit disconcerting because he's had a tracheotomy. People are saying to me all the time, "Oh, you're looking more like your mum every time I see you," which is also pre-testicle. Which is also a bit worrying because I've started to develop breasts and I like to look at myself naked in the mirror. My wife's always saying, look, life's too short. Get a job, do something with your life that you really get fulfilment out of. So I've decided to lie in bed till 11 o'clock every morning, scratch my balls. Get up, have a light breakfast, and then go out and do a bit of stalking. I think that's the plan anyway. I was thinking recently. I'm getting really sick of all these atheists. They're always jumping on the bandwagon. Richard Dawkins and co. having a go at religion. Religion's the thing to have a pop at nowadays. So I'm going to hit back. I'm going to start desecrating places of natural beauty. Really show the bloody atheists, what's important to them. We'll hit back. So the other day, I pissed against a tree in Hyde Park. Next week, I'm planning to take a shit in the River Thames. Show them. They won't know what's coming. But I'm not a religious guy, and I certainly don't condone fundamentalist religion. But some of their stuff really makes sense. Think about it. I mean, if we stoned every adulterous Essex woman to death, I'd stand a chance of getting a seat on the train in the morning. Anybody like cats? Any cat lovers in the audience? Yeah, I hate the bastards. I've recently bought my kids a cat because in my mind you're never too young to learn the joys of mutilation. I was a couple of years ago. I was at the Museum of Modern Art, Mama, in New York, and I discovered my favourite piece of modern art. It's a big black canvas about 30 feet wide, 20 feet high, and in big white letters it says "Cat in bag, bag in river." Fantastic. Hey. I've actually been commissioned by the Tate Modern to do a British equivalent. It's going to say "Cat in wheelie bin." I was at a funeral a couple of months ago for an elderly gentleman. An amazing turnout. People were literally queuing down the street for him. And during the service, I thought to myself, God, when I die, nobody's going to come to my funeral. It's just so embarrassing. Yeah, I know, it's sad. So I had this light bulb go off in my mind. I had this amazing idea. So after the service, went up to a guy in the car park and I said, "All right, mate, enjoy the funeral?" Yeah, why? Well, you know, I'm going to die one day. Fancy coming along to my funeral? Hopefully, you know, won't be for a while. Yeah, whatever, mate. Well, look, I tell you what, if you agree to come along to my funeral, I'll give you a £25 John Lewis voucher. Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, whatever. You know, I mean, you know, I'm not a charity case. If you die before me, you know, I expect you to give it back to me, leave it in your will or something like that. So, you know, I think I could get quite a few punters like that, and you know, he certainly seemed interested. I'm gonna finish on by opening it up to the audience. So, anybody got anything they'd like me to talk about? Any subject whatsoever? Shout them out.
Accountancy.
Any others? X Factor. Okay, right. I'm going to talk about self-help books. I've got this thing for self-help books. I just can't stop buying them. They're always turning up from Amazon. I got this book the other day, How to Organise Your Life. The only trouble is I put it down somewhere and I can't find it. I was talking to this woman, and she said, "What sort of books? You know, what you've been reading lately?" She said, "No, don't tell me. I know, you've been reading How to Be a Fat Loser." I said, "Oh, bloody cheek. Oh, and I suppose you've been reading How to Be a Frigid, Ugly, Bespectacled Bitch." Which I thought was a really good read tool until I was banned from Ilford Library. I've been Kevin Silverne, thank you very much.